Well, students, good evening to all of you. So, guys, today we are going to discuss another important topic of your teaching subjects, which is methods of teaching. Okay, guys. So, already, we are doing the teaching subjects. Okay, I'm taking your lecture of the teaching subjects. Already, we have finished the, two topics. One is lesson plan and one is curriculum construction. I have already given you the notes also, and even you can watch my video on my YouTube channel, right, guys? Now today third topic is going to be discussed, methods of teaching methods. Okay, this is the important one, right? So under this topic, what we have to do, okay, I have already written. Okay, you can see that. What we will do, that we will understand concept and meaning of method, concept and meaning of teaching methods. Then we will discuss the lecture method with its merits and demerits. Then demonstration method with merits and demerits. Next, problem solving method. Under the problem solving method, steps are important. Okay. So problem solving method may we will discuss the merits and demerits, along with we will discuss the steps. Okay. Then we will discuss the laboratory method. Okay. So this is a method of a teaching. So these four methods we will discuss today. Rest of the method we will discuss in the next class. Okay. You can watch my video, methods of teaching part 1 and methods of teaching part 2. Okay, because it is a long topic, so I'm going to bifurcate into the two lectures, right? So today we will discuss all the four methods, right? So I start my lecture from this quotation. Okay, please read this quotation, or okay, you can see that what the quotation says, that if a child cannot learn the way we teach, we should teach the way they learn. Right? Said by the D'Souza. If the child cannot learn the way we teach, we should teach the way they learn. Right, guys? So, even last time I finished the topic curriculum construction, and under the curriculum construction, what are the steps of the curriculum construction? The first step was the child-centeredness. So always, guys, you have to remember, child is never weak in this planet, right? So whatever he is lacking, okay, due to the teacher, right? So today we will prove under today's topic, teaching method. Okay, because the method of teaching is not good, that's why student is not taking interest. Are you getting my point? Sometimes you think that you have done a lot of practice, you have done a lot of uh, hard work, then have come in the class, but might be your method is not correct, might be your style is not correct, right? Might be you are lacking somewhere. So the problem is always in the teacher. The problem is not in the student. And research says that, okay, most of the teacher, they lack in teaching methods. Okay, that's why this quotation says that if a child can't learn the way we teach, we should teach the way they learn. हमें कैसे पता लगेगा? How we come to know that? If we know the number of methods. Okay, that's why we are discussing today lecture method, demonstration method, problem solving method, laboratory method. Okay, in the next part, we will discuss the other method also. Okay, so a student is never weak. Teaching means stimulating the learning powers of the child. Always मैं कहता हूं अपने lecture में, teaching means stimulating the learning power of the child. Guys, always remember, you all are going to become a teacher, and teacher is not a teacher if he or she is not learner first, right? Every day you have to give on yourself for your professional development, right? 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours, every day you have to work. Okay, because if you are a not good learner, how you can satisfy the teacher? If you have come in this profession, so this is your duty to give 1.5 hours, 2 hours on your professional development. Guys, you have to sharp your X. This is your X, your mind. Okay. The more you will learn, the more you will understand, the more it becomes easy to translate to the student. Okay. With a different point of view. Right. So always teacher should have such kind of techniques, such kind of knowledge by which you can stimulate, you can arouse the learning powers of the child, right? So always when the baby born, he borns with so many powers. This is the duty of the teachers, to arouse that. Okay. And we try to blame the students. Okay. So stop trying to blame the student. Okay. We have to work on ourselves. Okay. Because you are going to become teacher. Now, we start with the today's topic, teaching method. But before we understand, what do you understand by method? Method क्या होता है? Right? A method, technique, strategy, these all are the same thing. A method is a way of presenting the subject matter to the student. It tells the teacher how the subject matter should be taught. Right? It is a tool in the hand of the teacher for making the teaching effective. ये देखो, word देखो, line देखो. These are the most important lines. Right? मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट, इसको तो नोट आपको, यू हैव टू नोट इट गाइस, कहीं पे भी नहीं मिलने वाली है ये लाइंस, राइट? मेथड के बारे में क्या बोल रहे हैं? इट इज टूल इन द हैंड्स ऑफ द टीचर फॉर मेकिंग द टीचिंग इफेक्टिव. यू कैन मेक योर टीचिंग इफेक्टिव बाय चूजिंग appropriate method. Selection of the right method ensures the success of the teaching learning process. Okay, selection of the right method. And what do you understand by teaching method? Teaching method are the ways to instruct student in a classroom, helping them to understand and remember what they have learned. Some of the best teaching strategies allows educators, means teachers go, allows educators to convey information in a clear and concise way while also ensuring students retain it over the long term. अब देखो ये क्या आ गया यहाँ पे. Even if any of the information knowledge student has to retain. So guys, it also depends upon your method. Your method will determine whether your information student can retain or not. रिटेन मतलब बहुत देर तक उसको याद रखना, राइट? माइंड में रखना उसको. ओके. इफ योर कंसेप्ट इज नॉट सॉलिड, if the concept is not clear to you, the student will forget after your class. If the concept is clear to you, student can't forget, right? So next, okay, now we discuss the methods, different kind of methods. So the first method is the lecture method, right? अब lecture method में क्या होता है? What happens in this method? The teacher speaks or delivers a lecture on a particular topic and the children listens. Right? You can see in the image. Okay, teacher is giving the lecture, student is listening. So guys, it is a one-way traffic. It is a one-way traffic. Avoid this method always in all the subject. Okay, when needed, then give this lecture, right? Okay, your content, your topic will decide that which method you have to choose. Okay, but try to understand कि भाई if you start teaching to the student with the same method, okay, so then you have the problem, not the student have the problem. Lecture method is a one-way traffic because the teacher gives ideas and the children receive them. So here, teacher is active, but student is a passive listener. He is only listening. This is a method of imparting information through a speech. This is a one-man show because the children remain passive throughout the process. Lecture method is a more useful at the higher level of classes, right? अब इसके मेरिट्स करते हैं. मेरिट्स और डीमेरिट्स में हमें the concept would be more cleared. Okay, even you can see that the important point I have bolded and even I have underlined, right guys? So that for your easiness, okay, I have made this PPT. So merits of lecture method. Lecture method is a easy, attractive and a brief method. It is economical with respect to of time and money, naturally. This method is, you have to use this method over there when there is a, you have the shortest of the time, and number of students are, then you have to use that. Okay, it is an economical method with respect to the time and money. It simplifies the work of the teacher. Basically a teacher centered method, okay, it is not a student centered method. Okay, that's why it is written it simplifies the work of the teacher. It is useful to give fact based knowledge and historical development. In this method, subject laboratories are not needed. It is a short and quick method. A single teacher can teach a large group of students at a time. More information may be given in a short time. It is a more useful for higher classes. It is a method of presenting the world picture of ideas and experiences. It is a useful for introducing new knowledge. So guys, whatever, this topic I'm teaching you, okay, these all the materials I have taken from my notes, which I have already shared with you. Right, guys? So whenever you have to start it, you can watch my video, then you can go for the notes. So it will become easy for you to understand all the things. Right, guys? Second is a demerits. Demerits इसकी समझनी है. This is the important, right? पहली बात तो ये है कि दिस मेथड इज नॉट ए, इट इज अ टीचर सेंटर्ड मेथड, है ना. देखो, इट इज रिटन, इट इज अ टीचर सेंटर्ड मेथड बिकॉज स्टूडेंट इज अ पैसिव लिसनर. स्टूडेंट तो आराम से लिसन ही कर रहा है, क्या पता वो सो रहे हैं, है ना. वी नेवर नो ना, टीचर नेवर नो, राइट. टीचर इज थिंकिंग अबाउट हिमसेल्फ और herself कि आई एम गिविंग गुड टीचिंग टू द स्टूडेंट. आई हैव वर्क लॉट ऑफ हार्ड वर्क. Okay, so I'm explaining to the student. But guys, you have to think on the behalf of the student. So whether the receiver is ready to receive or not. Okay, so you don't have to think in the teaching profession. You don't have to think about yourself. You have to go according to the student level, according to the mental level of the student, right? So sometimes now I call teacher is a troubleshooter, right? The another name of a teacher is troubleshooter. Teacher should not raise the problem. Teacher should always give the solution to the problem. Okay. So next देखिए, no attention is paid to the readiness of the student to get knowledge. कोई attention नहीं है, वो अपने में लगा हुआ है टीचर लेक्चर में. उसको ये होता कहीं मैं खुद ही ना भूल जाऊं, हाँ नेक्स्ट टॉपिक क्या होगा, नेक्स्ट क्या होगा, राइट. He is not bothering about the student. And if you are not bothering about the student, if you are not caring about your student, right? So guys, you can't become an effective teacher. You have to see according to the mental level of the student. You have to work according to the attitude, aptitude, knowledge, growth and development of the student, right? So again, I read this line. No attention is paid to the readiness of the student to get knowledge. So it is against psychological principles. आपको याद आ रहा है कुछ? One lecture I have taken regarding the teaching and learning and the characteristics of the teaching, and where we discuss general characteristics of a teaching and psychological characteristics of a teaching or maxims of the teaching. Okay, so on there we talk about the psychological, means whatever you are teaching, it should be a psychological, right? Psychological क्या चीज होता है? Psyche. You know the psyche of the student. Okay, you have to teach according to the psyche of the student, according to the psychology. क्या होता है हिंदी मीनिंग क्या है इसका? मनोवैज्ञानिक, right? मतलब you should know what they are thinking, that what the student is thinking. Okay, what is the mental level of the student? This is called emotional intelligence also, right? Next, does not provide opportunities to develop various mental abilities. देखो guys, most important line है ये. It does not provide opportunities to develop various mental abilities like reasoning, logical thinking, mathematical training. independent thinking, investigation, research power. So here I would like to say that you are the person who has murdered, these abilities of the student by taking the whole the syllabus as in using the lecture method. Okay, because from the lecture method now you cannot develop the mental abilities of the student, reasoning, logical thinkings. You are the person who has, even student is not getting he is not a reasonable person. His logical knowledge has, his logical thinking didn't develop, right? His independent thinking didn't develop because of you, because of the teacher, right? बिकॉज जितने भी उसको टीचर मिले वो सेम इन्हीं मेथड से उसको पढ़ाते रहे. ओके, दैट्स व्हाई ना बीएड इज नीडेड. बीएड हैज बिकम द मैंडेटरी टू बिकम अ टीचर, राइट? नेक्स्ट है नो प्रोविजन फॉर प्रैक्टिकल एंड क्रिएटिव वर्क. कोई प्रोविजंस नहीं होता है ना इन ए लेक्चर मेथड. आपने देखा होगा. ओके, देयर इज ए नो क्रिएटिव वर्क, देयर इज ए नो प्रैक्टिकल वर्क, नॉट यूजफुल फॉर लोअर लेवल ऑफ एजुकेशन. हायर लेवल के लिए तो चलो वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड दैट दे हैव सम नॉलेज, है ना, बट लोअर क्लासेस के लिए तो इट इज अगेंस्ट, इट इज नॉट यूजफुल फॉर लोअर लेवल ऑफ एजुकेशन. अब देखो नेक्स्ट, देखो थर्ड लास्ट भी बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन है. नो कंसिडरेशन फॉर द इंटेलिजेंस, एबिलिटीज, इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट. It is not necessary that the children are attentive and understanding all what the speaker teacher is saying, right? And last is except the sense of a hearing, no other senses are used in this method. बच्चा सुन नहीं रहा है ना सिर्फ, है ना, ओनली हेयरिंग सेंस ही आ रही है ना, बाकी तो सेंस डेवलप ही नहीं हो रही उसकी, राइट? तो आप देख रहे हो कितना गलत आप करते हो व्हेन यू स्टार्ट एवरी टॉपिक विद द सेम लेक्चर. ओके, इसके एप्लीकेशंस भी हैं, वो मैंने नोट्स में दी हुई हैं, उसमें से आपने पढ़ना है, राइट गाइस? ओके, नेक्स्ट है डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन मेथड. ओके, नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन मेथड. सो डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन में क्या होता है, लुक एट द पिक्चर. ठीक है, पिक्चर से आपको क्लियर हो जाएगा. देखो क्या हो रहा है पिक्चर के अंदर. टीचर है, टीचर इज टीचिंग टू द स्टूडेंट विद द हेल्प ऑफ सम डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन. ओके, so it is better than lecture method we will discuss. Okay, but the teacher should have the knowledge of all the teaching methods. Okay, up now depends upon the topic, right, how you have to teach to the student. In this method, अब demonstration method में देखो क्या है. In this method, both the teacher and the pupil means student, both the teacher and the student are active. The teacher performs the experiment while teaching in the class, and the pupils, जो कि students हैं, and the pupils acquire knowledge with careful observation of the experiment. Demonstration may be performed by a single teacher or a group of teachers. The teacher should be well versed in the handling of the apparatus and the equipments. While demonstrating, teacher should ask some reflective of questions. देखो ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है यहाँ पे, वो हम ऊपर कर रहे थे ना, how the student would be active. वो देखो लिखा हुआ ना फर्स्ट लाइन, in this method both the teacher and pupil are active. How the students are active, वो लास्ट लाइन को देखो. While demonstrating, teacher should ask some reflective type of a questions from the student in order to stimulate the power of a reasoning and interest of the student in the classroom. ये देखिए, right? So guys, this is the reason आपने देखा होगा क्लास से पहले भी, I ask the questions from all of you. Okay, right? So I'm, developing your habit. At least you should know it, right? So if I'm asking the questions from before the class, so this is my strategy actually to make you ready. Okay. So first of all, whenever you have to teach to the student, to any of the person, you have to teach first, make them ready. Okay. Once the person is ready, half of the battle you have won, right? But you should have, deep knowledge of these all teaching skills, right? Next we talk about the merits of the demonstration method. Okay, the pupil develop the power of observation, reasoning and thinking. अब देखो बच्चा वो प्रैक्टिकल को देख भी रहा है, हाँ, he is observing the practical, reasoning उसका डेवलप हो रहा है, थिंकिंग डेवलप हो रही है. लेक्चर मेथड में तो वो सुन नहीं रहा है आराम से, राइट, एक हियरिंग ही डेवलप हो रही है. सो इट इज लिटिल बिट मोर, you can say that good method, right? All the methods having the merits and demerits. Okay, you can't say that this method is not good, this method is good. Okay, you can't say. It depends upon what your topic demands. Okay, but as a teacher you should have knowledge of these all the lectures, these all the teaching methods. Second is, demonstration method is appropriate for the lower classes. It is a less time consuming. The pupil learns by seeing and observing. अब देखो ये सेंस भी डेवलप हो रहा है, राइट, सीइंग का. इट इज इकोनॉमिकल मेथड. द साइट एंड द हियरिंग सेंस ऑफ द चिल्ड्रन आर मोर एक्टिव. अब हियरिंग, लेक्चर मेथड में हियरिंग सेंस हो रही थी, अब साइट सीइंग, है ना, ये सेंसेस भी एक्टिव हो रही हैं, राइट. और अब जब पांचों सेंसेस को आप जब लगा देते हो बच्चों को, दिस मेथड इज अ वेरी गुड मेथड. डू यू नो व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ दैट मेथड? प्रोजेक्ट मेथड, राइट. And who developed this method? Can you tell me the name of a person who developed the project method? The name of a person is Kilpatrick. And do you know who is a Kilpatrick? Kilpatrick is a disciple of John Dewey या जॉन ड्यू. प्रोनाउंस कुछ भी कर लो, जॉन ड्यू भी बोलते हैं कई लोग, जॉन डेवे भी बोलते हैं, DEWEY. और who is a John Dewey or John Dewey? He has given the top level of aims of education. Okay, he has done a lot of work on the education, right? It is economical method. The sight of hearing sense of the children are more active. The pupil can understand the principles, laws, formula clearly. It is a useful where the experiments involve some complex and difficult operation. It is a more useful where the apparatus is costly and sensitive to break. So उनको दिखाना होता है ना different way में, right? अब डिमेरिट्स क्या है इसकी डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन मेथड की? इन दिस मेथड देयर इज ए नो प्लेस फॉर पर्सनल डिफरेंस, वीक एंड इंटेलिजेंट स्टूडेंट्स, राइट. कोई पर्सनल डिफरेंस तो हो ही नहीं रहा, इंडिविजुअल डिफरेंस तो हो ही नहीं रहा, राइट. टीचर इज डेमोन्स्ट्रेटिंग, ओके, फॉर ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स बाय वीक एंड इंटेलिजेंट, सारे उसको कर रहे हैं, राइट. बट मोर इज ए सेम स्पीड, ये दोनों इकट्ठे वर्ड हैं, ओके. वीक एंड इंटेलिजेंट स्टूडेंट्स बोथ मोर इन द सेम स्पीड. इसको मैं करेक्ट कर देता हूं. हाँ, नाउ इट इज करेक्ट, ओके. ये देखो अब पढ़ो, ठीक है. इन दिस मेथड देयर इज नो प्लेस फॉर पर्सनल डिफरेंस. वीक एंड इंटेलिजेंट स्टूडेंट्स बोथ मोर इज ए सेम स्पीड, राइट. इट इज नॉट बेस्ड अपॉन द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ लर्निंग बाय डूइंग, क्योंकि डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन इज डन बाय द टीचर, नॉट बाय द स्टूडेंट ना. ओके, आर यू गेटिंग, राइट. सो इट इज नॉट लर्निंग बाय डूइंग. तो वो जो प्रोजेक्ट मेथड हम करेंगे ना इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर, राइट, तो उसमें क्या है कि ऑल द 5 सेंसेस, ऑल द वर्क, लर्निंग बाय डूइंग, एवरीथिंग उसमें इन्वॉल्व हो रही है, राइट. तो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड द बेस्ट मेथड, राइट. Next, in this method, much time teacher remains active, right? The pupil only observes what the teacher does. The pupil do not get direct experiences. In this method, criticism viewpoint in students does not develop, right? So her method, every method having some merits, some demerits, okay? Even project method की भी demerits होंगी, लेकिन कम होंगी, okay? Because the research is going on, okay? तो what अब now ये देखो new method have come. When you talk about 25 years back, 30 years back, okay, तो कोई ये method ही नहीं थे कोई इतने, या 30-40 years back. अब new methods are coming, new techniques are coming. Computers ही नहीं थे 30 साल पहले, 35 years back, हाँ, 30 years back, right, in India में. So research is going that. That's why now it is called that teacher should have a research attitude, aptitude. So guys, how it will develop when you start learning every day, right? When you will start learning every day, right? So this, this thing, this skills, it automatically be developed. Now you will see that in your teaching process will become very effective, right? अब नेक्स्ट आ गया प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग मेथड, थर्ड मेथड. अंडर द प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग मेथड, द प्रोसेस ऑफ डिफाइनिंग अ प्रॉब्लम, identifying its root, prioritizing and selecting potential solutions, and implementing the chosen solution. राइट? तो ये 4 स्टेप्स है, इसको आगे भी हम समझेंगे. प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग मेथड और ब्रीफली प्रॉब्लम मेथड कंसिस्ट इन ट्रेनिंग द पीपल्स टू सॉल्व प्रॉब्लम. राइट? अब एक प्रॉब्लम दे दी जाती है स्टूडेंट को. द टीचर प्रेजेंट से प्रॉब्लम, टीचर करता प्रेजेंट करता प्रॉब्लम को, अंडरलाइन इसको समझो. द टीचर प्रेजेंट से प्रॉब्लम विच challenges the intellect of the student, they feel like solving the problem. ये देखो, ठीक है, इन द पिक्चर में देखो आप, ठीक है, प्रॉब्लम थिंकिंग सॉल्यूशन. अब एक प्रॉब्लम स्टूडेंट को दे दी जाती है. ओके, ये स्टेप्स भी हम करते हैं आगे. ये देखिए, द प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग मेथड ऑफ टीचिंग इज ए पॉपुलर अप्रोच टू लर्निंग that allows student to understand new concepts by doing. Right? This approach provides students with example and real world situation so that they can see how the theory behind a concept or skills work in practice. अब इसको अंडरस्टैंड करो, ये स्लाइड को भी बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है. अंडर द प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग मेथड, इट इज ए highly effective teaching strategy that is designed to help students develop critical thinking skills and problem solving abilities. So guys, आज अगर आपकी क्लास में अगर कोई बच्चा डल है, अगर कोई बच्चा इंटेलिजेंट नहीं है, राइट, तो दिस इज योर प्रॉब्लम. ओके, you are not teaching well. Even the others teachers of the previous classes, they didn't give the coaching very effectively. This is the reason that particular student couldn't develop the critical thinking skill and problem solving abilities, because ये always develop होती है when you give the teaching with the problem solving method. And if you don't know the problem solving method, so please tell me how you can teach to the student. Today I ask from all of you, tell me the steps of a problem solving method. So आपको पता होना चाहिए, identifying the problem, right? Then second is defining the problem, second step. The third step is the collecting the data related with the problem, और उससे पहले होता formulate the hypothesis, right? Then arriving at the conclusions, then recording all the observations, right? तो वो रिसर्च वाली बात आ जाती है यहाँ पे सारी, राइट? तो दैट्स व्हाई ना इट इज ऑलवेज सेड दैट टीचर शुड हैव द रिसर्च एटीट्यूड, रिसर्च एप्टीट्यूड. टीचर शुड हैव द रिसर्च एप्टीट्यूड. ओके, नेक्स्ट देखिए, प्रोवाइडिंग स्टूडेंट्स विद रियल वर्ल्ड प्रॉब्लम्स एंड चैलेंजेस दैट रिक्वायर देम टू अप्लाई देयर नॉलेज, स्किल्स एंड क्रिएटिविटी टू फाइंड सॉल्यूशन. अरे भाई, जो भी आप टॉपिक पढ़ा रहे हो क्लास के अंदर, राइट, उसकी एप्लीकेशन तो बताओ उस बच्चे को. हाँ, या सिर्फ रट्टा लर्न बाय रोड और पुटिंग इनटू द माइंड ऑफ द स्टूडेंट. द स्टूडेंट माइंड इज नॉट ए डस्टबिन. ओके, वट एवर द टॉपिक यू आर learning, you are preparing to deliver tomorrow in the class, okay, always you should have the application of particular topic. Okay, उसको बताओ. नेक्स्ट देखो, this method encourages active learning, promote collaboration, and allows students to take ownership of their learning. Problem solving is a process of identifying, analyzing, and resolving problem. ये देखो, जॉन ड्यू आ गया कि नहीं आ गया? अब मैं बात कर रहा था ना अभी लास्ट, ठीक है, इन्होंने जॉन ड्यू कह लो या जॉन डेवे कह लो, कुछ भी कह लो, प्रोनाउंस कर लो, स्पेलिंग इसकी यही है, जॉन ड्यू. ठीक है, जॉन ड्यू ने देखो क्या कहा था. अकॉर्डिंग टू द जॉन ड्यू, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग इज वूवन इनटू द फैब्रिक ऑफ लॉजिकल थिंकिंग. क्या बात है. द प्रॉब्लम डिटरमिन्स द गोल and the goal controls the thinking process. देख रहे हो? If you can learn the definitions, okay, so इसको learn कर लो, right? So ये देखो, this is the reason ना. आप न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को देखो. Even I have taken the lecture of new education policy 2020. Okay, you can check on my channel. Even I have given you on your आई हैव ऑलरेडी सेंट यू। तो उसमें अभी न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसीज में यही सब कुछ हो रहा है। ओके, न्यू मेथड्स आर कमिंग, न्यू थिंग्स आर कमिंग, राइट। अच्छा, अब देखो, व्हाट स्किल्स डू यू यूज इन प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग? व्हाट स्किल्स? You should have planning. You should have critical thinking skills, analytical skills, collecting information, decision making. Right? ये होता है. For example, ना देखो guys, ये ना you have to do the work because you are the teacher, right? अब देखो, you have to make questions for the students. You have to make, when you will give time, for your teaching. Okay, when you will prepare the topics. Okay, and every day you are learning, so automatically, you will start working, and you will see that your teaching learning process has become effective, right? So ये critical thinking skills allow the student to speak, right? उनकी क्वेश्चनिंग स्किल, क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग स्किल्स, ओके, यू आर द पर्संस, आपको उनको, यू हैव टू मोटिवेट, यू हैव टू स्टिमुलेट। जैसे अभी while आई एम इन माय माइंड, आई एम reminding one example. For example, you have to ask the student, the question is, tell me the capital of India. Okay, what is the capital of India? Everybody know, New Delhi, right? There would be a 4 answer, 4 answer है, नीचे डाल दो दिल्ली, कलकत्ता, मुंबई एंड न्यू दिल्ली। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, बच्चा गलती से, ओके, ही क्लिक्ड ऑन मुंबई, राइट? तो आंसर इज रॉन्ग। You don't have to say you have given a wrong answer, please sit down and ask from the other student. This is not a way of teaching, guys. If he has given the wrong answer, okay, so even that you should motivate the student. You should say to the student, guys, Mumbai, it is a big city. Okay, lot of trade is going over there. It comes under the Maharashtra, right? So start talking about that particular things. Okay, if the student is giving the wrong answer, you have to show yourself. You are dominating the class. Okay, whatever the answer is giving the student, you should have knowledge. Okay, so try to give the answer of that particular question asked by the student, or mistakenly told by the student. Then again फिर उसको बता दो, right? कलकत्ता के बारे में बता दिया, मेड्रास के बारे में बता दिया, then said that the capital of India is New Delhi. Okay, so this is the way. मतलब you have to motivate, you are stimulating that. Even student is giving the wrong answer, वो wrong answer को ही उसी की आप उसको knowledge दे रहे हैं, तो he will never forget it, right? So these all the skills, guys. First of all, you have to train. This is called, B.Ed जो है, B.Ed is a teaching methodology course. Without B.Ed, you can't become an effective teacher, even a good teacher, right? Purpose of a problem solving method. ये देखो क्या होता है purpose of problem solving method. Train the student in the act of reasoning, gain and improve the knowledge, solve puzzling questions, overcome the obstacles in the attainment of objectives. So ये चीज आपको डेवलप करनी है बच्चों के अंदर, राइट? दिस इज योर ड्यूटी एज ए टीचर. यू हैव टू डेवलप द पर्सनैलिटी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट फुल्ली एंड फ्रीली, राइट? अब ये देखो, ये स्टेप्स आ गए हैं. ये स्टेप्स इंपॉर्टेंट है प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग के. सिलेक्शन ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम, प्रेजेंटिंग द प्रॉब्लम, गैदरिंग द डेटा रिलेटेड विद द प्रॉब्लम, formulation of hypothesis means hypothesize that this can be the answer, this can be the answer, this can be the answer, arriving at a solutions and conclusions, evaluations and recording of the activities. Okay, ये steps important है, सारों को explain करना है 4-4 5-5 लाइन में. Okay, अब है merits of a problem solving method. It prepares the pupils in problem solving. It stimulates thinking, reasoning, imagination of the pupil. It develops habit of independent work and initiative in the student. This method suits teaching of computer science and it is a full of problems. मैंने आपको बोला था ना कि every method is a good, every method having a merits and demerits, and you have to use the method depending upon your topic. Okay, but you should have knowledge of each and every method. It stimulates the intellectual curiosity and motivates the students to exert further. It provides scope of individual work. A pupil can solve any number of a problem in a given time. It develops the habit of self-study. राइट ये देखो इट डेवलप्स द हैबिट ऑफ ए सेल्फ स्टडी ये चीजें डेवलप करो गाइस द मेन पर्पस ऑफ टीचर इज टू यू नो डेवलप द हैबिट ऑफ ए सेल्फ स्टडी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट ओके you have to make the student in a such way so that he could solve the problems of the day to day life okay नॉट कि उसके ऊपर इतना सारा इवन कि उसके माइंड में डाल दो इतना सारा सिलेबस राइट इट डेवलप्स द हैबिट ऑफ सेल्फ स्टडी द स्टूडेंट लर्न्स बाय डूइंग फ्रॉम हिज ओन एक्सपीरियंसेस सच लर्निंग इज ए वेल रिटेन्ड इन द माइंड गॉट इट अब बैट डिमेरिट्स ऑफ द दिस मेथड डिमेरिट्स क्या है द मेथड इज वेरी स्लो द स्टूडेंट प्रोग्रेस स्लोली नेचुरली प्रॉब्लम दोगे स्लोली ही प्रोग्रेस करेंगे सभी तो नहीं कर सकते विद द सेम स्पीड इट इज नॉट सुटेबल फॉर ऑल टॉपिक्स ऑफ कंप्यूटर साइंस राइट मींस रिलेटेड विद द साइंस और मैथ्स वगैरह के टॉपिक्स के लिए होता है वहां पे प्रैक्टिकल्स होती हैं ज्यादा ठीक है इट इज नॉट सुटेबल फॉर स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ द लोअर क्लासेस एज दे आर नॉट सफिशिएंटली मैच्योर फॉर द पर्पस दिस मेथड रिक्वायर्स स्पेशल प्रिपरेशन ऑन द पार्ट ऑफ द टीचर नेचुरली टीचर को तो फुल फ्लेज नॉलेज होनी चाहिए इसके लिए एन एवरेज टीचर ये देखो एन एवरेज टीचर मे फाइंड इट डिफिकल्ट टू यूज दिस मेथड राइट it is also difficult to organize the content of computer science according to the requirement of this method suitable textbook for this method are not available okay next करते हैं laboratory method okay laboratory method देखो पिक्चर में जैसे कि आपको पता है राइट The laboratory method is a modern teaching method that is primarily used in mathematics and science. In this laboratory method, students conduct laboratory experiments with their own hands on laboratory exercises in small group. This method allows students to become acquainted with the facts through direct experiences. Here, we proceed from concrete to abstract. कंक्रीट होते हैं कोई ठोस चीज टू एब्स्ट्रैक्ट राइट कंक्रीट टू काइंड ऑफ यू कैन से इमेजिनेशन ओके कंक्रीट टू जैसे बस है ओके बस ओके अब यू सी द बस आउटर पार्ट ना द बॉडी ऑफ द बस देयर इज ए सम सीट्स इनसाइड द बस राइट बट हु इज रनिंग द बस द इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर राइट तो वो जो आउटर स्ट्रक्चर है यू कैन से दैट दिस इज ए कंक्रीट और जो इंटरनल है जो हु इज रनिंग द बस दिस इज ए एब्स्ट्रैक्ट राइट कंक्रीट टू एब्स्ट्रैक्ट राइट तो पहले उसको सिंपल चीज मींस इसको ऐसे कर लो ब्रेक डाउन सिंपल टू कॉम्प्लेक्स ओके फर्स्ट डिलीवर टॉक अबाउट द सिंपल थिंग्स टू द स्टूडेंट फिर स्लोली उसको कॉम्प्लेक्स की तरफ ले जाओ राइट The present day teaching is criticized on the ground that it provides a bundle of theoretical knowledge without any practical ground. Laboratory method is a quite competent to check this evil. Right? अब ये देखिए merits of a laboratory method. This method is a psychological sound. It proceeds from concrete to abstract, from known to unknown. आगे ना known to unknown, simple to complex. ठीक है? It is based upon the learning by doing. It is according to the child's nature. The children are active by nature. They like to observe, handle, and work with concrete materials. Laboratory method follow many of maxims of teaching, like learning by doing, proceeding from concrete to abstract, known to unknown, simple to complex. It is a scientific method. The child observes and experiments. Laboratory method helps in getting practical and useful information rather than bookish one. There is a close relationship between the teacher and the taught. Practical works demands individual attention. This method gives the students self-confidence. Okay. So you all know about the laboratory, Hana, in the, science topics, other topics, Hana, we do in the laboratory and we do the experiment by our hand. Okay. Whatever we are doing by our hand, it becomes more permanent in our memory. Okay. We can retain that knowledge. Demerits kya hai? The method is suitable for some topics. All topics can't be experimented upon naturally. It is not suitable for large classes because it becomes difficult for the teacher to pay individual attentions to the various students. ऐसा ही होता है ना laboratory में. Teachers can't pay if students are more. This method requires well-equipped computer laboratory या कोई भी laboratory, science laboratory. मैंने आपको बताया ना, कंप्यूटर में आ गया तो कंप्यूटर में, या साइंस में तो वर्ड साइंस यूज करना है, राइट? मैथ्स में आ गया तो मैथ्स करना है. Okay, which is not generally there is in our school. Laboratory method is an expensive method due to the maintenance of laboratory and need of more staff. In the absence of a proper supervision, the children may simply play with the devices in the lab and do not learn the things worthwhile. Hana, sometimes happens. Laboratory method needs individual attentions to be paid to every people. Right, guys? So, guys, thank you so much. So we are done with 4 methods. Okay, rest of the 4 methods, 4 or 5 method we will do in the second lecture. Okay, that lecture would be my methods of teaching part 2. Okay, so today we have come to know that about the meaning of method, teaching method, lecture method, demonstration problem and laboratory. Okay, तो ये सारा का सारा lectures, guys, I have discuss according to my notes. Okay, so which I have already shared with you, right, guys? So thank you so much, guys, for this topic. Once again, thank you.